Hey there, this is Eric Chabot here, and I am the director of two apologetic ministries, one at The Ohio State University and Columbus State Community College. I also blog at thinkapologetics.com. Some of you maybe have seen some of our posts there, or even seen some of our YouTube clips from personal outreach at The Ohio State University or elsewhere, or some of the events we've done there. Anyway, I just want to talk a little bit today about a couple things, or one major thing that is, and that is the issue of people coming to me and saying that being an apologist or being interested in apologetics in your church can be a lonely place. And that means that sometimes when you're in a local congregation, there aren't a lot of people around you that have the same interest or passion for apologetics. Now, once again, apologetics is giving reasons or justification for what you believe and why you believe. We do that with everything else in life. We do that with why we pick certain politicians, whether good or bad. We do that when we pick a certain school, or maybe even we give reasons for why we pick someone to be our lifelong spouse. I mean, we do it all the time, but for some reason, as we know, when it comes to giving reasons or justification for why we actually believe there's a God or why we believe Jesus is the Son of God, some of our fellow believers or fellow brothers and sisters in the Lord just aren't that motivated to deal with that issue. And that can be very frustrating. It can be very lonely. And so I just wanted to encourage you, and I wanted you to realize that you're not alone. There are other Christians out there, people in churches that have the same issues. I have taught to them, and I've even been there myself at times. But back when I started getting interested in apologetics several years ago, I have to agree that I didn't find a lot of people to begin with that were interested in it, and I didn't even know there were people out there besides me that had been doing apologetics for several years, or people like Dr. William Lane Craig or other well-known apologists were actually writing books. I just was kind of ignorant. And so the point is that you can get plugged into other people that are interested in apologetics and online communities. There's so many groups online now, and you're not alone. Um, so I just want to encourage you also. You can always attend an apologetics conference. There may not be one in your area, but there's certainly plenty of them around the country. I know it may be an investment on your part, but sometimes it's good to go and just experience that edification of other people who are interested in the same things you're interested in, to get that time away where you can really get energized by other people that are interested in those things. So that can be an uplifting experience. Of course, you can't live off an apologetics conference your entire life. I know that. But I just want to encourage you to maybe attend one of those. The other thing you can do also is, you can go to your local leadership at your congregation and maybe ask if you can start an apologetics group there. Maybe you can start an apologetics study group. There are more than enough resources out there to help you start that group. I know in Apologetics 315, that's a website. I think they have something you can download there on how to start an apologetics ministry in your local church. There's more than enough books out there you can get to go through together as a study group, but just go to one of your leaders in your congregation that you trust, or have a meeting with them and just, tell them, say, I just want to start a study group, just a small study group about apologetics. And I think it's biblical. Obviously, it's in the Bible. I mean, if your pastor, congregation, or leadership believes the Bible is authoritative and inspired, then they shouldn't be arguing with you whether apologetics is in the Bible. Now, the word apologetics is in the Bible, but there's more than enough instances where people are giving reason or justification for what they believe. The apostles did it. Jesus did it. Prophecy is used throughout the Bible, evidence for the resurrection, eyewitness testimony to the resurrection, messianic prophecy. There's just all kinds of apologetics in the Bible. So you shouldn't have to struggle with them to explain to them the need for apologetics. We're commanded to love the Lord with all our heart, soul, and mind, to love God with all our being. And so loving God with all our being doesn't mean to be kind of ignorant or naive or gullible. It means to be able to give good reasons for why we believe what we believe, and be able to articulate that in the world around us. And it certainly helps in our evangelism. It helps in our personal growth for ourselves and others. So just go to your leadership and ask them if you can have that meeting with them, and maybe they'll listen to you. If they don't listen to you and they turn you down, you get shut down, don't worry. Don't be frustrated. Just stick with what you're doing. Work on your apologetic skills. Study hard. Share your faith with others. Work on those objections you hear from others, and just plug into those study groups online and those groups online that can help you. And just keep going forward. Do not get discouraged. So there's more than enough people out there who have been in your situation. I know who they are. I've seen them. I've talked to them. And so just remember, you're not alone. So I just encourage you, in your interest in apologetics, do not be think that God doesn't see that. He understands. So if He's wired you that way, and that's the way you know internalize things, you have these deep questions, and you want to seek those out questions out and study them with others. That's nothing wrong with that. That's the way God has wired you, and there's many people like you out there. So just want to encourage you to keep going forward. Have a good day.